hearing is only one aspect of the approval process and is for the purposes of accepting factual information and data bearing on this application and allows expression of opinion by disinterested parties. The final decision may be in the form of approved as submitted, approved with stipulations, or disapproved. After reading into the record the correspondence received by the board relative to this application, we will ask the applicant to present the application in detail. The chair will then entertain questions of clarification from board members concerning the applicant's presentation. We will then hear from those who wish to speak in favor of the application, followed by those who are opposed. Following each side of the question, the applicant will be allowed to make concluding remarks. All questions and comments must be directed through the chair. As you are recognized, please state your name and address each time before you speak so that your comments may be legally recorded. Please be assured that everyone will be given the opportunity to speak. However, the board is most interested in hearing factual information relative to this application. And in view of the time constraints placed upon us, we ask your indulgence in not reiterating comments previously presented. Now I'm going to go to the agenda. And the first agenda item is the review of minutes of March 3rd, 2020. I've gotten a chance to see them and review them. Has all the other members tonight gotten a chance to see them? Okay, so a motion. Louise moves to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Lisa, seconds that. Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, so all members are unanimous on that. So so Allison, did you get that?
Got it.
Okay. And let's move on. The next item on the agenda is reviewing correspondence. We did receive in our packets, or should I say we did receive through access through the website, minutes of other boards and commissions, the zoning commission, inland wetlands and planning commissions. Those are not items that we take action on. Those are just for our own benefit. So with that in mind, then I'm going to move directly to the public hearings. It looks like we have 3 new public hearings and we have a continued public hearing. So let's start off with 18 Junction Road, which is application Z-20-19. May I ask Fran Lally, did we receive any additional correspondence that we didn't get access to yet?
None that I'm aware of, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to ask, is there anyone here on this meeting who wants to present the application for 18 Junction Road? I see in the application, the name of the applicant agent is Rocco Sala, S-A-L-A. Is Rocco Sala present on the phone? Okay, I'll take a motion to pass that application at this point. Lisa moves. A second? Lisa seconds. Okay, all in favor of passing that application until Rocco Sala is able to be on the meeting? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, so the first application is we're going to pass it, and we're going to go to the next application, which is 25 Willow Run. I heard somebody. Okay, 25 Willow Run Z-20-22. And I see that application is, it looks like Mark and Summer Williams, and that's, so are the Williams present? Mark?
Present.
Mark Williams, you're here, right?
That's correct.
Okay, very good. This is a very unusual way of conducting a meeting, but we'll get through it. So we have your application in front of us. Why don't you just give us the good summary of the application for our benefits.
So this is Summer Williams, Mark's wife.
Yeah.
So we're just asking for a variance for a deck. We just installed the pool at the, like in the end of fall. So we are now adding the deck onto the pool prior to the summertime. And what we discovered is that our back property line is too close essentially for what's going to be the side of the deck.
Yeah.
So we're just asking that we kind of have a hardship in terms of anywhere else to put it based on where the pool is in relation to, on one side, we have not a fire pit you can move. It's actually a stone fire pit. If we were to put it on the other side, then it really kind of backs up to the side of the house, which is where our central air is. We have our, water, spout is there, the radon, the well, there's really no other place that we could put it. And, so this is really kind of what we're asking for.
So if I may summarize, it would seem like the hardship is the property size and shape.
Correct.
Okay. What I'm going to do then is ask if any members have any questions for the applicant.
I have a question. It's Lisa. I see that the northern location, your application and statement of hardship includes a statement that says that the northern location of the pool has an existing fire pit, but then you're asking for construction on the northern location, I believe. So I wasn't sure. I was confused exactly where you want to construct it. It's the north side or the south
southern.
side? I'm sorry?
It's the southern location.
Okay. So the last sentence of your statement should say the southern side of the pool instead of northern. But, and you said it's above ground, right?
That's correct.
Okay, do any other members have any questions?
No. It's not sticking out farther than the side of the pool, so that's already inside the setback.
Okay. So I'm going to ask if no other members have any questions, I'm going to ask first, are there any members of the public on this meeting who wish to speak in favor of this application? Hearing none, I will ask if there are any members of the public on this meeting who wish to speak in opposition to this application. Hearing none, I will ask the Williams of either Mark or Summer want to make any concluding remarks before we close the evidentiary portion.
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a vote to close the evidentiary portion of this application. Don't leave the meeting because then we will get back to voting on it once we've heard all the applications, of which there are not that many.
Okay.
So I'm going to take a motion to close the evidentiary portion of this application. Louise moves. Second.
I'll second that.
Okay, Neil, you second that? Okay.
Yep.
And all in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay. Okay, so that we've closed the evidentiary portion of that application. So let's move on to the next one, and that is 17 Garrick Glen Road, Z-20-24. Now, I understand, Lisa, were you going to consider
Well,
this or what?
Chris has been a great coach for my kids and I consider us friends. So I wasn't sure if I should abstain from voting or not.
If you do abstain, we will wind up having just exactly 4 members present on this. So
I believe Larry just joined though.
Larry, are you present? Larry Rushmeyer?
Yes.
Okay, so we will have, okay, so Larry and Joe, both our alternates will be voting on this then, if in fact you are going to, you know, restrain, withhold from voting on this, okay? Recuse yourself, that is. Okay, so let the record reflect that Lisa Temple is recusing herself, and so Larry Rushmeyer has joined us, so we do have, by my count, we still have 5 members, right, Fran?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the applicants to, I was going to say come forward, but just to present a summary of their application.
Okay, thank you for having us. My name is Chris Kelly.
Yeah.
My girlfriend Allison Carboni, who's leaving.
Hi.
We're looking to put in an in-ground pool on the property. Due to the terrain of the property, we have a hardship as well. We have ledge on one side. We also have propane tanks on the other side. And so we really could only go directly in the rear of the property to build the pool. And where it would sit, if you see on the documentation, it would actually set the pool approximately 20 feet from the back property line, which I think we have to be beyond 30, I believe. And I believe it's conserved land behind, so we were looking to gain permission to build directly behind that.
So the hardship is really topography compounded by, I guess, the shape of the property, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Okay. At this point now, I'm going to ask any members of the ZBA if they have any questions of the applicants.
No, I'm good.
Okay, anyone? Okay, going once, going twice. I'm going to now ask if any member of the public is on this meeting who wishes to speak in favor of this application. Hearing no one, I'm going to now ask if any member of the public on this meeting wants to speak in opposition to this application. Okay, then I'm going to ask Chris and Allison, do you have any concluding remarks you want to make before we close the evidentiary portion?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Okay, stick around because we'll be voting on this, but we're going to close the evidentiary portion and finish up getting the evidence in all the cases first. Okay, so let me ask for a motion to close the evidentiary portion of this application.
So moved.
Okay.
I'll
And,
second that.
I'm
okay,
sorry, who made the motion?
Larry Rushmeyer.
okay. Yeah, Larry, we can hear you, but we can't see you. But, okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, so we've closed the evidentiary portion. So let me go back to the agenda again. Now we have a continued public hearing, 61 Long Meadow Hill Road, and that is Z-20-4. And let me turn to that application. That is an application that was originally in one of our earlier meetings that is back on the agenda. So may I ask for the applicant to give us a summary of the application?
Hi, Natalia Cantor, 61 Long Meadow Hill Road. We have put an application for the hardship of the shape of the house and the fact that we are located in a corner and we have 2 front yards to be able to put a shed and the side of the property. So when we went to the meeting in January, one of the neighbors that is on that side, she said that it was going to be blocking her view from the dining room. And my boyfriend had mentioned that we might want to put a pool in the future. And the board have asked us to do a survey for the house to be able to back all this information. But the pool is honestly more like a dream. that we won't be able to do a pool right now, or I don't even know and how long into the future. And we do not have the means right now for a survey. We looked into that and it was like $1,500, the one that we looked. And I have spoke with Nina in the town to grant an extension for 65 days back from the meeting in March, March 2nd, I believe it was. And I got notification for this meeting. So nothing has really changed from that. At this point, my boyfriend, he has been without working for over a month. And he's quarantined, self-quarantined, he can't leave the house. So we don't have the ability to do a survey. And I talked to Nina and she told me to be on the meeting and express all of these things to the board and see what can we do.
Okay, I'd like to hear from any of the board members as far as how you feel about this one.
Well, Robert,
Yes.
I may say, so we gave these folks the extension to go out and get a survey and position the shed properly. If they have the money for the shed, it's one or the other. I don't want to, I understand he's sick without work. I can appreciate his difficulties, but we can't go by some photographs of some shovels and strings out in the yard. They're going to need a survey at one point to close out this building permit. So they've got another month. I don't have a problem with it. Let's give them another extension. It's extenuating circumstances with our COVID-19 problem. Let them get back on their feet. They don't need the shed. I can think spending money on a shed right now maybe isn't the best priority, and we should work with them so we can get it placed right.
Now, I understand that the governor's executive order, I think, wound up suspending most administrative deadlines, I believe, too.
Actually, this is Alice. You can grant an additional 90 days at any point during the hearing. So for any part of it, your decision or the open, the public hearing being open, 90 days without the consent of the applicant.
Okay.
I would
Yes.
say we should definitely postpone it for 90 days then.
Okay, why don't we take a motion, somebody raise a motion on that?
I just have a question, if that's okay. Natalia, are you saying that you're not willing to move the shed now that you're not doing the swimming pool? Is there any other place that you could do that you don't need a variance for in the yard?
No, because like I said, the house unfortunately is a weird shape, and we are located in a corner. So
Yeah.
we have 2 front yards, so pretty much everything is front yard.
Oh,
But there's, okay.
I do have to say one thing that this just struck me is, since Lisa, you're back on this case then, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So which alternate is going to be participating? Because don't we have 6 now?
We can all
Right,
comment.
I was not, Mr. Chairman, I was not in the last meeting, so I should probably abstain.
Okay, so Larry is going to be the alternate who's voting on this. Okay, very good. So, okay. Well, you did ask a question, Lisa, so.
No, I just, I see the 2 front yard issue, but there's a lot of yard, and I don't know if there's a hardship also based on the topography. Like, I don't know about this part of the yard that is conforming, because there is a large piece of yard that would be conforming.
It is a large piece, but again, we're gonna put the tools there, and we have the snow blower to put it in the middle of the yard when it's snowing. It will be difficult for us to get it. And the yard goes in a slope down. The only one that is like kind of level is the front yard. but the backyard is going in a slope, it's going down.
So maybe it would behoove us to go out and see it too.
Okay,
Okay.
that would be good.
What's the
Let's
feeling?
give them that 90 days.
Okay, well, so why does somebody make a motion?
Well, Mr. Chairman, do you want to make a motion exactly right now? They have until, I think, May 13th. So if you make that motion to grant the 90-day extension now, is that going to start the time clock now, or do you want to give them the most?
Well, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this then? Why don't we put this on the May agenda? Because you said it's May 13th is the deadline, Fran. Okay.
It is, yeah, I believe so, yes.
Okay, so our zoning enforcement officer advises us that May 13th is the current deadline. So thank you very much for the suggestion, Fran. So why don't we take a motion, just put this on the May calendar? I don't know if things are going to be very different then, but at least that might allow the maximum amount of time. So it's
Exactly.
a motion to put it on the May calendar.
Motion.
Okay. So Lisa, you made the motion. Louise seconded it? Okay. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, so this matter is moved on to the May calendar. And let me see that. Let's go back now to the very first item that's listed on the agenda, which is the 18 Junction Road, application Z-20-19. Is anyone here on 18 Junction Road? Okay.
I could try to call him up. I have his phone number. I tried to send an email again tonight after the meeting, and I didn't see anything back, but I do have his phone number.
Okay, if you'd like to, Nina, try and give him a call, that's fine. Otherwise, if he's not prepared, we can put this on the next meeting.
Okay.
So we can pause for a minute while Nina makes the phone call. Well, thank you all for your patience, by the way.
Hi, he said he doesn't know how to do Zoom, and he's not prepared right now, but he'll go to the May agenda.
Okay, so why don't I have him take a motion to move the 18 Junction Road to the May agenda? Okay, Louise moves. Second?
I'll second.
Okay, Joe. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Very good. So let's go back and we have basically two cases to decide. So let's go back to, I'll take a motion to approve the 25 Willow Run Z-20-22 application, approve as submitted. Okay, a second?
I'll second that.
Second.
Okay. Allison, did you get the second?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Okay, let's open this up for discussion. So, any thoughts on this one?
Well, the neighbor's house has got a pool in the backyard up close to the border. It's a tough neighborhood over there, the ledge and the hills and
Yes.
odd shaped lots. I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, so we're talking about an odd shape, of lot shape and topography.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Is there any way to move the pool closer to the house?
No, it would be too close. You're talking about 25 Willow Run, right?
Yes.
No, it would be too close.
The pool's already installed.
Pool's already there.
Yeah, I mean, the land's already been excavated and the pool's there.
okay. Any other comments before we vote? Okay, all in favor of granting the application as submitted, say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, the application's been granted, and I know for the record, there's nothing for me to sign, but, so Fran, this is still going to be, valid without my signature,
Okay.
okay? Or do I have to come by later on and sign things? I don't know. What, if I can be informed one way or the other.
I will, Mr. Chairman, I'll let you know, so.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lally. Let's go on to the next application. Let me turn to that. And that is 17 Garrett Glen Road. Can I take a motion to approve as submitted?
So moved.
Okay, Joe, you've moved a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, excellent. And this is the one where Lisa is recusing herself. Okay. Okay, again, this one we've got topography and the shape of the lot. Are there any comments that board members want to make on this?
Mr. Chairman, those are very compromised lots from an inability to do much in the back, so I don't see any other alternate for a pool back there.
Okay.
No, it's in the, the neighborhood is, it's consistent with the neighborhood too, so.
Okay. Are there any other comments before we vote? Okay, all in favor of granting this application as submitted, signify it by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
And any opposition? Okay, application has been granted then. Okay. I'm looking now and at the, let's see, at the agenda. See if there's anything else we have. I see no tabled items, no new business. I guess there's no informal discussion about anything unless somebody wants to raise anything. So our next meeting is scheduled for May 4th, 2020. I believe will probably be in the same format. Let me see, Nina or Fran, are people able to ask you for help in using Zoom for the next meeting? Because obviously we have that one applicant.
Yes.
They can help, we can help them.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Given that, I'll take a motion to adjourn unless there's any other business.
So moved.
Okay, second? Anyone?
Second.
Okay, okay. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
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 Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you so
Good
much,
night.
everybody, for this.
Thank you.
Well,
event.
Thank you.
Good night. And thank you very much, Alice, for setting this up too.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. I guess I can leave the meeting now.
yeah.
Yep.